So, how far have you been gone? I really hope that we just figure out that there's certain step that I need to adjust. But anyway, so let's walk it through. Hopefully, we have enough time. 45 minutes. Yeah, we'll have enough time to go to everything. Let's go quickly. So, step one, we're going to set up the serverless function using Netlify and LangChain. Okay. So, if you're using boilerplate, if you download the boilerplate, you can pretty much skip this step. So you don't need to set up this one. It's already initialized. If you want to connect to your Netlify, you need to push it to your repo, GitHub repo, as your own repo. Then you will be able to connect it to Netlify for deployment. Install LangChain. So install LangChain. We already have it pretty much in the package.js. So if you go to the package.js boilerplate, you can already see where's the LangChain. Oh, probably not here. It's in package.js in functions. We have LangChain core and LangChain API already installed, so you don't need that anymore. And you don't need to go and install it manually, but if you do, that's also good. This is the two package that we need to have. Set up environment for OpenAI. So I will go through very quickly. So first, go to OpenAI. I will just go to the API key and then create a new API key. And I can put here what key you want to have created. Once you create it, you copy that and you create a new file called environment .env, and in the .env, I only in the boilerplate I create a file called template.n. You can copy this one and paste it. You can just paste your key here and copy it to the .n. This is used for OpenAI will automatically pick it up at its key, and we don't need to retrieve from the function anymore, from inside the function anymore. Okay, great. Now let's go. What's the next step? Great. Now we create the first function, chat. So we just go to the functions folder. You have a chat function right here. What it does right now, it just return a message called chat functions. So we're going to go to this file and copy link. I will open it in wait. Let's just hide this one, and I will open it in here, and then you can copy pretty much this one. This is for OpenAI, and import it outside. Okay, so this is for importing the function, the chat OpenAI, the class for initialize the OpenAI integrations. And we can also copy the invocation here. And this one we will have invocations. I'll just save it for the sake of it. And let's just move a bit further. Yeah. So here we pass two messages. One is the system message, which defines some kind like a helpful assistant, a much something. And one is the user, that this is the content. It will be a static string. And you can also change it to AI message.content. It will return the message from the response from the LLM will return with an object with a field content, and then you can use it. This is the content. You can return this to the client side, and that's good enough. And we can check it out. So in the F the view, we let me show here. Great. And then it will start with Netlify dev, and then it will show you something like let's see, where is it? So you can see here that it started the listening to both the server, which is the functions, and also the client side. Okay, I'll just do it quickly so we can run it. And now to see if it works, so we can do something like in the template, you can do something like this. const a message, okay, equal to fetch away, fetch, Netlify functions, hello, and then you can do a chess.json. I guess I need to turn off this copilot. I don't know how to turn it off. Never mind. Just ignore that. Anyway, so this will fetch the form out API, which is the chat API. And remember the chat, the function, serverless function from Netlify will always start with dot slash Netlify.functions slash chat. And then we can also JSONize it. And then you have the message, and you can also console log the message just to make sure that we're doing okay. So let's go back to our image here. And then you can see, actually you should have, for the sake of it, it doesn't like something like this. So I just do a start chat equal, okay, and like this. Okay, and then I would do the async function. Okay, great. And then in the template, I would just have a button. Just to make sure that we have it. And we have attached start chat. And let's click console and we click on the chat. Oh, wait. We have something problem. Wait. Data. Let's see the network. The network is returned okay. Oh, it's very hard to see the network right here. Oh, here. So it's return respond. So let's see what is return here. It's supposed to return the message with stringify message. So I guess I need to come back here and say data. Okay, and then data that message. Okay, now get it again. Well, anyway, it's supposed to work. So let's just move on with it. And then I'll fix it a bit later. And anyway, you got the idea. So if you fix this and then you can get it outside, and they will already give you the message. Anyway, so let's go back to the next step. We have this looklin, and great. So the second step we're going to do is to implement the chat input component. So for this, I'm going to comment out all of this so that, and whenever I'm going to send a message to the server, it will just return to me something static. So I will just working with I'm just working with static information for now. Okay, great. Now let's just close on the file here. Stop. Okay, so now I'm going to create the new file. So let's head to component, and then we create a new file called chat input.vue. Okay, and what chat input.vue will do template. So in this one, we will only do an input with input and a button. So we're going to do an input equal text. We're going to, a second, let me just hide this one because it's not fair to use, for me to use this one. I'm going to disable. Okay, great. Okay, great. So now we're going to do input type of text. We also do vModel message. And then we also do key up because we have query, an input and a button. query. Okay, so it's supposed to call query. Okay, and we add some placeholder and equal type a message and something like this. Great. And a button which will nothing much add. Same. Okay, great. So now I'm going to the script and I'm going to do a script setup. Okay, and now I'm going to create a local variable query. So I'm going to do query equal ref, no problem. And I need to import ref from Vue. Okay, great. Great. And bind it to the model already. We create an send message for to. Okay. So in this message, we will clear the query after the timeout. So we console log the query. Okay. And then we set timeout and we clear the query. Awesome. Now we bind the key of event of send message to listen to the enter key press, which means we want to also enter key of dot enter equal send message. Okay. And we also bind the click button here to send message. Great. And that should work. And we also add some class here. Let's add some class here called class add send btn and add some ID here for the input message input. Okay. I will also add some area label for accessibility for the message input. Okay. For this, we pretty much get the one thing. Okay, so we're up to here. And let's see, we need to create a sending variable and indicate the message that it currently sent to the API. So we're going to do another variable on eSending. And it have to initialize with false. So in here, we're going to set the eSending value with true. And in the set amount, we will set it to false. Okay, now let's take a look, see how it works on the client side. On the client side, it will not work because we need to add the chat input instead. Okay, so we delete all of this. Okay, we import chat input. Right. And now we will do here chat input and let's see. Great. Now if you do something like hello and then you enter, it's supposed to display enter. You see? And now we need to disable the using eSending. So let's say we're going to do here eSending. So disable equal eSending. And same thing, we're going to disable the button so that we don't want the user to be able to send too many messages at the same time. Okay. And now we will take a look, see, send test. Okay. You can see here it's become gray out and then it will be back again. Great. Now let's see what we have to do. Awesome. We already have set them out. And now we take the component and we start it. So let's just copy all of this from the book and start a component. Start. Okay, and then start. Great. What it does here is I just change the color and add some padding for and add some effect for disable. So let's see, I'm going to be here and I'm going to have a chat container, chat input container, meaning I'm going to have a div that class equal chat input container. Actually, it should be the ID. Okay. And I hate, sorry, I just cannot understand why I disable it and it still display something. Great. And now let's go back to our message. You can see here now the thing looks much better, right? Awesome. Now let's go to, that's we finished with step 2. Great. And now we want to also display 2 fields, one for the message. So we don't have any one for the message. Let's just add the one for the message for now. So we do div plus message container, and it doesn't do anything here. Yeah. Now let's go to step 3. How do I do with the timing? Good, I guess. Step 3. We're going to implement a composable Vue.js mutations in order to get to send requests and get it in the and get back the response from the AI from our serverless functions in app and chat input. Okay, so let's go to composable. So now we create a new folder called composable, and we're going to create a new file called Vue.js mutations.js. Okay, great. Now you need to add thanks stack the Vue query. And what is the thanks stack query? I used to call it React query, but it now become more like just React query. So this is thanks stack query. It's actually a very good library, very efficient, that we use it a lot in real application. That we use it to fetch data efficiently because it have caching, they have query, have mutations, everything. It's using the state machine logic, so it's really good. I suggest you to learn about it to use more because it's very efficient, very useful in real applications. So okay, so let's check if I have a time script. No, I don't have it here. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to yarn add and stack Vue query. Yes. So while I'm waiting for this, I'm going to write the functions. It's done already. Great. Now I'm going to go to main. And I'm going to main, and now I need to modify this a bit. Okay. And before I put mal, I'm going to use that.use. Okay. And then I import the Vue query plugin from stack Vue query, and I'm going to use Vue query plugin inside here. Now I enable the Vue query plugin for my applications. Now I'm going back to the chat mutation. So I'm going to export. I'm going to the export a function called Vue chat mutations, which what it does, it would just a wrapper for the functions use mutation from Vue query. Okay. And this one, I will pass in here a mutation functions, which is the asynchronous function that I use to trigger for them to mutate data, which I got here. I will pass here a query. Okay. And I will trigger, I would send a fetch pull request to a nullify function. So I will do something like this. So this is the asynchronous function. So I'm doing asynchronous function here. So I'm doing const data equal await fetch, fetch. So netlify, no. So it's supposed to be netlify functions jet. Okay, and I'm going to also add it here, method, a post method. And I'm going to put here a body, and I'm stringify JSON, stringify the query at the body. Okay. So here we return the whole object, the mutation objects instant created by the Vue mutations to the client side. Sorry, to the whoever used the Vue check mutations. This is good enough. This Vue mutation return a mutation object that contains several fields. And the first field is this mutate, independent arrow data, and so on. So if you go to the thanks query, and we go into mutations, see here, mutation here. Then you can see here the mutation. The mutation have is a success. Mutation also mutate to actually trigger the mutation function that we have and do other things. So now we're going to use it in app. Okay. We're going to import, use mutation, use jet mutation. Mutation. Okay, great. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get here data. Data is the data returned from the function of of the mutations here. So I'm going to return it. Actually, should be. Then let's start JSON, because this one return a streamable data. So I will just return data dot content. Okay, good. Now I'm here data, and I'll put it at the message. And then I'm going to get also a loading for later use and error. Great. So now I've got the data. I can display the data. So here I'm going to display. So message. Okay. If I get the message from the server side. And this is one. Oh, wait. And I need to have a mutate. Mutate here. Great. Now, how I'm going to trigger the mutate? So we can also get it from inside the chat input, but we want to be able to display the message outside. So that's why we get the mutate outside of the in the app.vue. So here I need to somehow pass the mutate inside, and of course the e-loading, so I can disable the input field. So I'm going to go to chat input, and I'm going to modify here. Instead of using is sending, I'm going to modify here by getting the props, by define props, and the prop I will be loading. Sorry, pending is loading. Okay, and it will be type Boolean. Okay, and default. Oh, okay. So this is the prop, the first prop I'm using, so I don't need this one anymore. And I'm going to come here, and I'm using is loading, or I'm also using is loading here. Great. And then second thing, I need to find a way that I trigger the mutation. So I'm going to do the emits, define emits, and I'm going to do send message. Okay. So the emit here, I already find the emit, and once I get the send message here, I will not trigger the sending because I don't need it anymore. Instead, I'm going to do emit send message, and I'm passing query value. But again, if I need to check if the query don't have any value. If not, then there's no reason to send anything. Okay, great. And then I also don't need this. I don't need the set timeout. I just need this function to clear up the query. So I don't need to set timeout anymore. Okay, great. Now this is the chat input is done. Now I'm going back to the app and I'm going to put this at send message equal. So mutate. Okay, and I'm going to do also binding the is loading equal is actually not a loading. This is supposed to be pending. You look at here, is pending. So it's supposed to be pending. Okay, and now let's just check this. It doesn't show anything. Let's see. Yes. Okay, so I probably have some problem with the token. The chat input is okay. I pass the query. It doesn't send the mutate, so it doesn't send the content. No, let's go back to the chat input and take a look. So I do send a message. I emit a send message and I get the query value. That should be good. Let's try it again here, and this time to make sure that. Okay, let's just put it here, a function called on send message. Okay, and we do console log, something like this. And here we pass it right here. Okay, test. Yep, so it does send a message. For some reason, it doesn't trigger network. So let me try again. It does trigger the chat, but it doesn't get any data. It doesn't get any data. Okay, that's something that we need to check. So I'm going to the chat. Not this chat. I'm going to the just mutations, and we do the console log. And let's just go to the console. Yes. So it does have the message. Oh, so of course. Yep. Okay. Now if I test it again. Yes, and it appear here. Awesome. And what do we have here? So we already have the mutation pending and so on and so forth. In the chat input, we already modified this. We also do this one also. And oh, did we? Yes, we did. So we did this one already. We also replay the console log. We already did this. We already displaced the data. And we also want to display, we want to also display the query, the original query that we have. So let's save the original query. So we do const query and user message ref. Here we can call it message here, but it doesn't really matter. So because I'm calling data here, so it's a lot of data. So we just call data. You can put the data here. Okay. Query. And then I'll just query. So just the naming will not be confused for everyone. And I'm going to use this one as message. Go. And I'm going to put here the message. Okay, great. And let's go to our, no. We go to our component and do it again. Where is it? Why it doesn't appear? Rapid notify, of course. Import from Vue. Okay, great. How I'm doing? Yeah, we have my 5 minutes, so let's check it. You can see here that I have the hello world and of course, message that value equal query. Yeah, hello. Now you have both the hello here, and this is exactly what we want to have. Great. And now we go for step 4. Step 4, we're going to implement the just message component. Okay, let's go to the component, and we're going to have a new file called chat message.vue. Okay, so this component will display the message. So I'll just quickly go for the template, and I'm going to use article, which is I have a class equal to chat message. Okay, and I'm going to put in here just a message. Great. And the message I will receive from outside. Okay, so here I have a script set up. And I'm going to const props equal define prop. And yep, I have the message right here. Okay, now if I do, and I also add some styling, which I can just go here to add some styling to make it more background nicing and scope. And also for the user. So I need a way to define whether that this is the message from the current user or a message from the AI. So for that, I add another class we call main user. So this one, I would do something like this, which means is main user. If it is main user, then I add also main user. Otherwise, I would just do nothing. Okay, and then here I add another field from outside is main user. Okay, and here we go. So we have a main user, we have a boolean. That's all what it take. Okay, so now we're going to use it in here. So here, what we do instead of the div here, we do chat message. Okay, and the chat message here is supposed to be from the user. So main user equal true. And we also pass a message. Okay, and that's it. And we can just delete the rest of this. Same thing here. We copy this. And we don't have anything. We have put in the data. Okay, and then we delete this. Now let's test it. Again, let's test it. Hello. Oh, I probably do something wrong. Oh, right, I didn't add it here. Component import. Okay, so let's say hello. And you can see here it's display one is hello and one is hello world. Okay. And why is this one go like this? Anyway, so for that, let's add some styling. Okay, I just change it to ID. So let's add some styling for this. So I'm going to style and yes, style scope. Okay, and I'll just add this one. And display flex direction column. Okay, I'll just use the styling from here. If we have the styling, nope. So I'll just quickly add something, and let's go back here. We just see why we don't have hello. Here you have the hello, and you have the hello here. So this is supposed to be the message, the same color with the message that we have. So we have the chat bubble source. So I'm going to add this add the bubble. Yeah, great. Now I don't want it to be like this. So I need to be like more to the tie. So this one I'm going to be inline block. And for this, we also do thing here. Great. So okay. For now, just leave it like this. We want to change it to a UL also for the better, and we're going to use it LI for accessibility thing here. Okay. Okay, great. Now you can see here doesn't everything is gray. Now list item, list style, none. Great. Now we want to make this to be aligned to the right side, but it's only the one from the user. So it's only the one from the user. You have two ways. Either you specifically aim for the style of what you call the main user class name, or the other way is you can do something like no, not like this. I can get the ly, and then I can just do the end, but end chow, and then we just get the oat because this is the first in here, so it's always on the oat side, and then we will do text align. Sorry, text align. Right. And see, and that's it. We get this part done. Great. And what else do we have? Great. And now we want to have the history. So we want to display like a real conversation, including what we sent before and after. So let's go to the chat mutations, and we're going to add the history, which we're using reactive from Vue, and we pass it an array for that. And then in the before we send the data, we will do history dot push, and we pass here rows user, and then we add the message query. Okay, great. And now we put inside after we're done. Before we return, we can also do push assistant and message data message. Okay. And now instead of return everything, we can do something like mutation equal, and then we select what we want to return. So we want to return the history, we want to return mutation, like something like this for now. Okay, great. And now in the app, we instead of getting the data, we get the history. Okay, the history is already an array. So instead of doing all of this, we're going to do something like this. Li v4 say message index in history, and then we use the key equal index And we're going to do the chat message. And we also put the message for the in the message. Okay, and we're going to do is main user equal message dot row equal for user. And that's it. And let's see if we do it. Come on. How I'm doing with the time wise. I guess I still have time if they didn't call me. Okay, so let's try test. Right. Test again. See, now we have the full flow here. Awesome. Yay. And now we have the consistent, we have everything. Great. And now in the app view, we already did that. You can also move all the logics to a cat chat container to keep the app clean from the implementation, but this don't need to. So it becomes something like this. Let's move to step 5. We have about 9 minutes, should be okay. So step 5, yeah, 10 more minutes is more than enough. Okay, so step 5, we implement the chat function API. Now this is the interesting one. This is what we've been trying before and somehow it didn't work. So let's go back to the chat functions. And here we need to we send to the API some kind of query. So now we're going to do event, the function, next function is for receive two things, event and context. So event is something we're going to use for now. Okay, event contain all the request body and everything related to the request. So in this one, we're going to get the query from event body. Okay, and we also check if no query, then we just return a simple code, a status code 400 and a message body, JSON stringify, no query provided. Okay, yes, great. And now we're going to comment this block, which this one will create a new instance of LM using GPT-4.0, okay, and with the temperature 0, and this is an LM, and then we pass this one, and we also invoke with the message, with the array of message, and here the content will be the query. Okay, and we're going to change the prompt and copy the prompt from the instruction. This is just a prompt saying that I want you to be a buddy that can assist me with my question, be funny, nice, and engaging. That's all. And of course, I'm going to put here AI message dot content. Okay. Now, before that, I want, let's just open the terminal. I want to see if the chat is catch and do it proper. So let's save it and let's try it again. Okay, hello there. Let's see, we have a thread, we get to it. Oh, great, General Konobi, how is it going? Are you ready to embark on a venture through a galaxy of question and answer? That's it. You just got it. We just got it. We finished implement this chat API, which have the content. But not only that, now we need to handle what you call a error handling, because we can see here everything here can throw an error. The LM initialization can fail for any reason. The invoke can fail for any reason. We don't know. So now what we need to do is we need to try. Okay, add a try block. Okay, and we grab every single thing from here. and we do a catch, arrow, and like this. Okay. And now what we need to do inside here, we catch it. And if there's an error, we will return status code 500, I guess. And we're going to return here the body, string is JSON, identify message, and arrow dot message. Okay. Now this is pretty good enough for to doing it. Okay. Oh, wait. Body stringify. Oh, I need to put this one at the same message. Great. That should be enough. So this is already like this. Great. And we need to modify the just mutation because now it's returned for us. Also the error code, which means in here, we need to make sure that we handle the error code proper. So in here, we do something like cons data flow, no, and respond rest.json, okay? Yeah, it's okay. Okay, and I do make it, and I do away. Great, and then I will check if rest.status 200, then I'm going to throw arrow, new arrow, respond message. Okay, otherwise I'll just return respond, and yeah, awesome. Great. This is all we need to have. We can remove this if we want. And okay. And now we can test the flow if we want, but we already test the flow, so it should be fine. Now let's go to step 10. Great. So step 6. We're reaching there. Everyone, I hope everyone is clear until now. Because the screen is just jumping around like crazy here. Anyway, so step 6, loading and error handling. This is a fun part. Okay, so for loading and error handling, again, we have a mutation, we have an asynchronous function right here. We push, we fetch, we do anything, but we never grab it in try catch. So let's wrap it. It's always good to wrap on the asynchronous function in a try catch unless you're using Vue mutation, that you don't need to because they already have that for us. But here we use mutation, and we also have an asynchronous function, so we need to use try catch. So here, try catch. So in here, if we catch something, we don't want to, we need to pass the message. We need to, we catch something, we can console log the if for now, no problem. But we need to return the totally again because we want to the other one to be able to catch it, the mutation be able to catch it. Okay, so we got it. We get this one, and now we're going to, oh, let's say first we're going to the app. Okay, and then when here we have the arrow and arrow. Awesome. So now we're going to add something for the loading, which you want to add the loading before the UL, after the UL, and after the list item, and before the input. So let's say we add a div that class equal loading, and we just do vif equal is heading, and we say type in. And then we have an arrow, and then we do arrow.message. So we do also if it's arrow and arrow. Okay, and this is should be good. We also add some styling, which we just copy from here, just to make it look a bit better. Okay, now we have a loading, it's arrowing, and we have this one. Yeah, let's say go back to the user and let's try. Hello. Typing, you can see here typing. Now I want to add that if it's typing, it will add the 3 dot right here. So I'm going to go to the chat mutation. So before I pass it to the fetch, I will add another in item here called with the row assistant. Okay, and then I put a message at the 3 dot. No problem. Update. No. Yep. And I'm going to push. And instead of pushing, I will have to do history length -1, and then I have to set the message equal data message. Right. But then, which means in here, I also need to set the message, which I do something like this. I need to set the message to something else. That's sorry, can provide answer. Can't say anything. You can also put the E, but like this is fine. Okay, great. So let's see. Hello. You can see here we have a 3 dot and then it's replaced. Okay, tell me about you. And then it's 3 dot, type in, and here you go. We got everything. Awesome. Which we already have things. We push, we assistant, we cache the error. Okay, I can ask it, sorry, I'm having trouble understanding you right now. Something like this for fun. Yeah. But anyway, so we check the 700. Okay, this is already done. And we also test. Yes, we just finished our everything for now. And there's 2 bonuses that we didn't get into it, but I'm pretty sure you can handle it. I already send the code pen for it. You just need to follow the code pen. There's a lot of style for the dot, and also you can add some styling to make it look nicer. And adding the history, we already have the history, just need to parse the history, change the way we handle the request body data on the functions API, and we're good and good to go. And that's it. Thank you very much for joining my talk and joining my sections, and I hope you follow and enjoyed the sections so far.
Thank you, Maya. This was great. We do have a few questions for you. So, how do you choose which models you use in your project and what provider like OpenAI and such?
Oh, okay. So this is actually a very good questions in real scale application, like real time applications. So for usually when I mainly go straightforward to OpenAI just because OpenAI, it's like the first one in the market, like Google Chrome. But when I had to do the real project, like a work project or something, I have to choose by testing. So usually I test depending on what, first of all, define what I need for the project. So OpenAI have some projects are good for document Q&A. Cloud is very good for document Q&A for summarization. But if I need something like generate an image of some sort, I need DALL-E, and for example, something like that. And then once I list out what I need for my project, then I will start to read a lot, like read a lot about what is the different model, how the pricing going, the pricing including like until it's scalable, like very large tokens, how much it costs me per month, and how much like what the latency if I send a lot of requests to it, or how long it take to reply for me to reply to to reply to me when I call the API. And then I list down about three text AI model, and then I start to play around with it, ask the same question, provide the same PDF, and see which one potentially give the right, the more accurate answer. And yeah, it's a long process. Put it this way. Usually, it take about a month or so to just to choose those. So
All right. And last question. Any tips for ensuring someone doesn't abuse your chat app or run up your API bill?
well, first of all, you need to make sure that your server, that's the reason why we don't use the server, like we don't use the OpenAI key in the client side, because anyone, if they have the key, they can just abuse this and you're done. A second thing is, if you really want to publish your chat app and you want to use your own connection to OpenAI, then you need to add some sort of authentications. And that's one thing, authentication. And people want to use it, they need to authenticate themselves, and so you know that they actually human kind of. And the other thing is, I have some sort of limit, set limit in my API in OpenAI. So in OpenAI, you have a configuration that you can go there and set the billing limit. Like if it's go more than $20, then no one can query can query and abuse your API and something like that. So it's very helpful. And also to let you know when you are thinking you will go further, too much further away.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Maya. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Hope you have a great time. Yes.